Welcome back, English learners. My name is Marco, and I am joined by
Erica.
How are you, Erica?
I'm doing great, Marco, and you?
Excellent. I'm doing really well, and I'm really excited about our lesson for today.
That's right. We've got an intermediate lesson today, and we're going to study some real English.
English that you use every day, right?
That's right. English that native speakers really use.
Exactly. And today, as Erica mentioned, we have an intermediate lesson. And not only is it intermediate, but it's a business lesson.
Yes. So today we're listening in to a sales meeting, and we're going to learn some great useful English to talk about sales strategies. So we're going to learn English for sales strategies, for making suggestions, and for responding to suggestions.
Great. So why don't we take a look at our vocabulary preview for today?
Vocabulary preview.
So our vocabulary preview is a part of our lesson when we teach you some really important words that will help you to understand the dialogue better.
Okay, great. So that is what vocabulary preview is. We have 2 words for you today, and we can start off by looking at the first one.
Our first word today is drive sales.
Drive sales.
Drive sales.
To drive sales, and that means?
To increase sales.
Right, to sell more.
Exactly. So to drive sales.
Okay, so now let's look at our second word, and it's an interesting one. It's promotion.
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 So Erica, what is a promotion exactly?
Okay, so here we're not really talking about getting a better job, right?
Okay, yeah, not like a job promotion.
No, we're talking about a marketing strategy.
Okay, so I can give you an example. Suppose that I want to buy shampoo.
Uh-huh.
And if I go to the supermarket and I see buy one and get one free.
So that's a 2-for-1.
That's a 2-for-1 promotion.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
That's a sales promotion. Or
perhaps the shampoo in the supermarket is less expensive than usual.
Okay.
Usually maybe it costs $5, but today it costs $4. That's a sales promotion.
great. So that's a really good marketing strategy.
Exactly. And we'll hear this word in our dialogue today.
Great. So we are ready to listen to our dialogue. It's going to be pretty fast, so it might be a little bit difficult to understand.
But don't worry if you don't understand everything, because later in this lesson, we're going to explain all the important words and phrases.
All right, people, we're holding this meeting today because we've got to do something about our sales, and we need to do it now. I want concrete solutions. How do you plan to drive sales? Roger.
Well, in fact, we're the most expensive in the market, so maybe we need to lower our prices to match the competitors?
Lower our prices. Not very creative. It'll never fly with Swan. What kind of thinking is that? Jeez. Anyone have a better plan? Natalie.
Perhaps a promotion. Maybe a 2-for-1 offer or something like that.
What? It's the same thing. Bad idea. Really bad idea. Damn it, people. Come on. Think. The CEO will be here any minute.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Oh, Mr. Swan.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Do we have any ideas yet?
Yes, Mr. Swan. We were kind of considering a 2-for-1 offer to get more competitive.
A 2-for-1 promotion. I kind of like the sound of that. It sounds like something we should consider.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was thinking. In fact, it's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that. Very creative.
Okay, so an interesting manager, right?
I don't know about interesting. Maybe I would think bad manager.
We're going to talk about him later on in the show. But now let's take a look at our language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so language takeaway is the part of our lesson where we teach you the most important words from the dialogue. All these words that we are going to focus on can be found in today's dialogue.
Exactly. So we have 3 words for you today. Let's look at the first one. Match the competitors.
Match the competitors.
Match the competitors.
Match the competitors.
Great. So we have some examples for you so you can listen and try and see if you can figure out what match the competitors really means.
Example 1. We guarantee that we can match the competitor's lowest price. Example 2.
It's impossible for us to match the competitors. Our costs are just too high.
Example 3. Do you think we can match our competitors' prices and still keep our quality high?
Okay, so I see that match the competitors means to be as good as or better than other companies in the same industry.
Exactly. Match the competitors.
All right, so let's move to our second word today for language takeaways, and it is in the market.
In the market.
In the market.
In the market.
We heard this phrase in the dialogue, and it means in the industry.
Exactly. I can say, for example, English Pod is the best language pod in the market.
So, of all the podcasts that teach English, English Pod is the best.
Of course, no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
I totally agree.
Right. Or I can give you another example. iPods are the most popular MP3 players in the market.
So, of all the MP3 players in the world, iPods are the most popular. So, let's move to our final word for today, and it is
It'll never fly.
it'll never fly.
It'll never fly.
It will never fly.
So this phrase sounds a little bit strange.
I know, fly? Are we talking about an airplane here? What's going on?
Exactly, but we're not. So we're going to give you some examples and try and guess what it'll never fly really means.
Example 1. This marketing plan will never fly. It's just too expensive. Example 2.
What? You want to sell bikinis in Alaska? That'll never fly.
Example 3. Brad told me his idea for a film script, but the story will never fly. It's not interesting enough.
So it means it won't work.
It won't work. It's not a good idea.
They'll never agree.
Exactly. Great. So now we've seen a lot of useful phrases and we are ready to listen to our dialogue a second time. But this time it's going to be slow.
So you'll be able to understand a little bit better and you'll be able to hear the words and phrases we were just talking about.
James, I can't believe we're finally on our honeymoon road trip. The car is full, our bags are packed, and I feel so excited.
Me too, Natasha. You know, the car is packed is such a useful phrase. It means everything we need is already inside. Clothes, food, even the camera. In English, you can also say, we're all set. It's another way of saying we're ready.
Oh, that's good. All set sounds short but powerful. For example, before leaving the house, I can say, I'm all set for work, right?
Exactly. And look at us. We've got snacks, or as people say in casual English, munchies. Munchies are little things to eat like chips, chocolate, or cookies.
Munchies make every trip better. You know, many people don't realize that learning small, fun words like munchies helps you sound more natural in English. It's not formal, but it's very common in daily life.
That's true. And speaking of trips, have you noticed how often people say, let's get going? It's such a friendly way to say, let's start. Right now, I want to say, Natasha, let's get going on this amazing journey.
Yes, and learners should remember, let's get going can change. For example, let's get cooking means let's start cooking, and let's get studying means let's start studying. It's like a magic formula in English.
Perfect tip, Natasha. And here's another. Before a long drive, people often say, fill up the tank. That means to put gas in the car. If you forget to fill up the tank, you'll get stuck on the road.
Exactly. And you don't want that, especially on a honeymoon trip. So, listeners, remember these phrases: all set, munchies, let's get going, and fill up the tank. They're super useful if you travel or even if you just want to sound natural in English.
You know what I love? That English has so many expressions that connect with real life. It's not just about grammar, it's about phrases that make people smile.
Yes, and travel gives us the perfect chance to practice them. So here we are, James, sitting in the car, looking at the open road and ready to make memories. Doesn't it feel like the beginning of something big?
It does. And it feels like the perfect moment to say again, we're all set.
James, before we drive too far, let's check one more thing. Do we have the map or the GPS ready? I don't want us to get lost on our honeymoon.
Good question. Yes, I downloaded the map on my phone. In English, you can say, I've got it covered. That means, don't worry, I already prepared it.
Oh, I like that phrase. I've got it covered. It makes you sound confident, like you're in control. For example, if a friend asks, did you buy the tickets? You can answer, don't worry, I've got it covered.
Exactly. It's really common in daily conversation. And another nice phrase is, we've got all our bases covered. It means we are prepared for everything. Right now, I feel like we really do have all our bases covered. Food, music, and even your favorite blanket in the back seat.
Oh, that's sweet. And learners, notice how James used in the back seat. That's a simple phrase, but very natural. You can say, the kids are in the back seat, or the groceries are in the back seat. It's everyday English.
That's true. And you know what else? We should teach the word pit stop. It's such a fun phrase. A pit stop means a quick stop on the road for gas, food, or even the bathroom.
I love that one. Pit stop makes the trip sound like a race, but it just means a short break. For example, let's make a pit stop at the next gas station.
Yes, and sometimes people use it casually in life too, like I made a quick pit stop at the store before coming home.
That's so cool, and honestly, it makes me feel less worried. If I need a bathroom break, I'll just say, James, let's make a pit stop.
Deal. And I think our listeners will love practicing these phrases because they can use them anytime they travel, or even in daily life.
Imagine this. You land at the airport after a long flight. You're tired, you're hungry, and all you want is to get your rental car and drive to the hotel. Sounds simple, right?
It should be simple, but sometimes real life gives us surprises. Many people think making a reservation means the car will be waiting for them. But what happens if the rental desk says, "Sorry, we ran out of cars"?
That's the shocking part. People don't expect it. In English, there's a very useful phrase for this: we ran out of. It means something is finished or no longer available. For example, we ran out of coffee this morning, or my pen ran out of ink.
Exactly. And in the rental car situation, the agent might say, "We ran out of mid-size cars." That's another word to notice: mid-size. It's not small, not large, just in the middle, like a Toyota Camry.
And if they don't have a midsize, they might offer a compact car. That's the smallest type. Think of a Ford Focus or a VW Golf. Small, but easy to park.
On the other side, there's the SUV, sport utility vehicle. Bigger, stronger, and usually more expensive. Many families rent SUVs for vacations because they have more space.
So, 3 common words to remember: compact, midsize, SUV. And here's a tip. If you want to sound natural, don't say, "I want a small car." Instead say, "I'd like to rent a compact." That's exactly what people say at rental desks.
And the lesson here is, when you're traveling, be ready. Your reservation might not always guarantee the car you expect, but your English can help you negotiate.
Yes, words are power. And the better your English, the easier it is to handle these unexpected surprises.
There's another phrase that many learners don't know, but it's super common: at the moment. Imagine the rental agent saying, "We have no midsize available at the moment." That means right now, at this time.
Yes, it's softer than just saying, "We don't have it." It feels less final, like maybe later they might have one. For example, "I can't talk at the moment, I'm driving." Or, "She's busy at the moment, please call later."
Exactly. And there's a grammar point here. Notice we don't say "in the moment" for this meaning. We say "at the moment." But in the moment means something different, like living and enjoying the present.
That's such an important detail. Prepositions change meaning completely. And when the agent says, "We have no mid-size cars at the moment," it's useful to know how to reply. You can say, "What do you recommend instead?"
Or even, "Could you upgrade me to a larger car at the same price?" That's a clever phrase. People actually use it. It shows you know how to negotiate politely.
And this makes traveling less stressful. When your English has these ready-made expressions, you feel more confident, even when things don't go as planned.
Right. The secret is not just knowing words, but knowing how to use them in real-life moments. And "at the moment" is one of those small but powerful expressions.
Let's dive into another strong and useful phrase. You'd better, or in casual speech, you better. It's not about being better, like good or bad. It's a warning or very strong advice.
Yes. For example, the customer at the rental desk might say angrily, "You better give me insurance." That sounds like a threat. But in daily life, people also use it with family and friends.
Right. A parent might say, you'd better finish your homework before playing video games. It means if you don't, something bad could happen.
Or a doctor could say, "You'd better take this medicine or your condition might get worse."
Notice the structure. You'd better plus base verb, not to verb. So we say, you'd better eat, not you'd better to eat.
Good point. And if you want to sound less strong, you can say, "You should." For example, "You should see a doctor." But if it's urgent or serious, then "you'd better see a doctor."
So this phrase is like a warning signal. It makes your English sound more natural and powerful, especially when you need to be serious.
And it's not just grammar. It's about emotion. Using "you'd better" shows you care. You're warning, or sometimes you're even threatening.
Another interesting phrase from this kind of situation is run out of. When the rental agent says, we ran out of mid-size cars, it doesn't mean they were running somewhere. It simply means there are none left.
Exactly. And you can use it in daily life all the time. For example, "we ran out of milk," or "I ran out of money," or even "my phone ran out of battery."
It's so common that if you don't know it, you'll struggle to understand native speakers. Imagine being at a cafe and they tell you, "Sorry, we ran out of croissants." Now you know they mean they don't have any more.
And here's a tip. It's always run out of plus noun. You need that little word of. So you don't say, "I ran out milk." You must say, "I ran out of milk."
Good catch. And in travel, this phrase can save you. You could ask, do you have chargers? My phone ran out of battery. That's a real-life situation almost everyone faces.
Yes, and using this phrase makes you sound natural. Instead of saying, "There is no more ink in my pen," just say, "My pen ran out of ink." Quick, simple, natural.
That's the beauty of English. Short, everyday expressions that carry a lot of meaning. And run out of is when you'll definitely use again and again.
Let's make this even more practical. Imagine you're really at the rental desk. You say, "I made a reservation for a mid-size car," but they tell you, "I'm sorry, we ran out of mid-size vehicles at the moment." What can you say next?
A smart reply would be, could you please check if you have a compact or maybe an SUV available? That way you're showing flexibility and using the correct car words.
And here's another useful one. Is there a similar car in the same price range? This makes you sound polite, but clear that you don't want to pay more.
I like that. Or you could try negotiating. Since you don't have the car I reserved, could you upgrade me at no extra cost? This is very common in English-speaking countries.
That's true. Many companies will give you a bigger car for the same price if they run out of smaller ones. So learning these sentences can actually save you money.
And the best part is, you're not just practicing English. You're practicing how to be confident in real situations.
Exactly. English is not just about grammar, it's about being able to speak up, stay calm, and get what you need when things go wrong.
All right, people. We're holding this meeting today because we've got to do something about our sales. And we need to do it now. I want concrete solutions. How do you plan to drive sales, Roger?
Well, in fact, we're the most expensive in the market. So maybe we need to lower our prices to match the competitors.
Lower our prices. Not very creative. It'll never fly with Swan. What kind of thinking is that? Geez. Anybody else have a better plan? Natalie?
Perhaps, a promotion. Maybe a 2-for-1 offer or something like that.
What? That's the same thing. Bad idea. Really bad idea. Damn it, people, come on. Think. The CEO will be here any minute.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Oh, Mr. Swan.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Do we have any ideas yet?
Yes, Mr. Swan. We were kind of considering a 2-for-1 offer to get more competitive.
A 2-for-1 promotion. I kind of like the sound of that. It sounds like something we should consider.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was thinking. In fact, that's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that. Very creative.
Okay, great. I hope everyone understands a lot better now.
And I hope everyone could listen out for some of those key words.
Right, so now it's time for us to take a look at Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
So with Fluency Builder, we try to help you increase your fluency. We take a word or phrase that you already know and show you how to say it a little bit more naturally, a little bit more like a native English speaker.
Right, and we have 3 of these words for you today.
Yeah.
Let's start with the first one. Okay, so often students will say something like,
I'll be here soon.
or,
I will arrive soon.
right, and these sentences are correct.
They're totally fine, but I think there's a better way to say this.
Right, and we heard it in the dialogue, so let's listen to what the person in the dialogue said.
The CEO will be here any minute. The CEO will be here any minute.
Okay, so be here any minute. He'll be here any minute. It just sounds a little bit more natural.
Yeah, I think I use this phrase quite often. He'll be here any minute.
He'll be here soon.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so let's move on to our second phrase for Fluency Builder.
So this phrase will help you to learn how to say, I'm thinking about something in a better sounding way.
Right, so you can say something like, we are thinking about a sales strategy.
Or, that sounds like something we should think about.
Right, and it's perfectly correct.
Yeah, there's no problem with this.
But in the dialogue, we heard something a little bit different, so let's listen to it.
It sounds like something we should consider. It sounds like something we should consider.
So consider sounds like a pretty natural way of saying it, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I think it sounds really kind of smart.
Yeah, it sounds more formal even.
A little
at
more
times.
professional.
Yeah. It's a good word.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So let's move on to our third word.
Marco, you already said our third word.
Oh, yeah, I actually did. Brilliant. That's a great word right there.
Yeah. A lot of people might say, that's a great idea, or great. But in the dialogue, we heard another way of saying the same idea.
That's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea.
Okay, so this is great, but I would have to say that it's a little bit more British English.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, but I also think it sort of gives more power to this idea that it's a good idea, brilliant idea.
That it's a really, really good idea.
Yeah.
And I like that word.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready to listen to our dialogue again, a third time, but at its normal speed.
All right, people, we're holding this meeting today because we've got to do something about our sales, and we need to do it now. I want concrete solutions. How do you plan to drive sales? Roger.
Well, in fact, we're the most expensive in the market, so maybe we need to lower our prices to match the competitors?
Lower our prices. Not very creative. It'll never fly with Swan. What kind of thinking is that? Jeez. Anyone have a better plan? Natalie.
Perhaps a promotion. Maybe a 2-for-1 offer or something like that.
What? It's the same thing. Bad idea. Really bad idea. Damn it, people. Come on. Think. The CEO will be here any minute.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Oh, Mr. Swan.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Do we have any ideas yet?
Yes, Mr. Swan, we were kind of considering a 2-for-1 offer to get more competitive.
A 2-for-1 promotion. I kind of like the sound of that. It sounds like something we should consider.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was thinking. In fact, it's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that. Very creative.
All right, so listening to this dialogue makes you think about this boss. I'm pretty sure everyone has had a manager or a supervisor that's similar to this guy.
Yeah, this boss, Clark, I would have to say he sounds like a terrible person to work for.
Yeah, that's true. If you're a manager, you want to motivate your employees.
I think it's the most important thing a manager does is to encourage his or her employees and to help support them to grow and to be better people in the job. And this guy is totally not doing this.
And you can tell because they are a little bit scared of talking, and he cuts them off with saying, oh, it's a bad idea, give me a better idea, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could never work for a guy like this. You know, my first boss that I had when I first entered the workforce, I was in a very junior position and I was working for a large company, and the general manager of the company, he was amazing. He was so encouraging. He knew every single employee's name, first name, and he would, make an effort to stop and say hello and ask them how things were going. And you know what? This left me with such a good feeling about the company that I really wanted to work hard for this company and try my best. And I think that I've never met such a great boss as this guy.
No, I think that's true. Definitely, if you have a boss that's encouraging and motivating like that, it makes you work harder and makes you feel part of a really special team. And that's something we can all agree on, and I'm sure all our managers out there do the same. Well, you know what? I hope some of our listeners log on to our website and maybe they can tell us some experiences with bad managers or good managers, or if they are managers, how they handle things.
Yeah, and hopefully they can use some of these great phrases that we talked about today.
Great. So be sure, everyone, to visit our website at englishpod.com, and where you can find a lot of other information and really good resources to continue improving your English.
That's right. So thanks for listening today, everyone. And until next time, this is goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. A real or specific solution to a problem.
Concrete solutions.
Increase sales.
Drive sales.
In the industry.
In the market.
Be as good as or better than other companies in the same industry.
To match the competitors.
Will not work. Will not be approved.
Will never fly.
Something done to make people aware of a product.
Promotion.
Will arrive very soon.
Be here any minute.
Thinking about.
To consider.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
As good as or better than others of the same type.
Competitive.
Make sales successfully.
Win sales.
Plans for a company's sales activities.
Sales strategy.
The process a customer goes through when deciding to buy a product.
Sales cycle.
To sell more than others.
To outsell.
When a customer buys the same brand over and over.
Customer loyalty.
Let's try that faster. Excellent.
Brilliant.
Will arrive very soon.
Be here any minute.
To sell more than others.
To outsell.
Will not work. Will not be approved.
Will never fly.
The process a customer goes through when deciding to buy a product.
Sales cycle.
Something done to make people aware of a product.
Promotion.
In the industry.
In the market.
Increase sales.
Drive sales.
Be as good as or better than other companies in the same industry.
To match the competitors.
As good as or better than others of the same type.
Competitive.
Make sales successfully.
Win sales.
Plans for a company's sales activities.
Sales strategy.
When a customer buys the same brand over and over.
Customer loyalty.
Thinking about.
To consider.
A real or specific solution to a problem.
Concrete solutions.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Drive sales. If we want to drive sales, I think we need to spend more time training our salespeople. Drive sales. The most important thing for us right now is to focus on driving sales. Drive sales. I think if we increase our marketing budget, it will help us to drive sales in the fourth quarter. I expect each of you to come to the meeting tomorrow with concrete solutions for our recruitment problem. Dale, have you come up with any concrete solution? I'm sorry, but I just can't offer any concrete solutions right now. Promotion. We can't have a sales promotion right now because our costs are too high. Promotion. The department store is offering a promotion. Everything is 50% off. Let's go shopping. Promotion. A 2-for-1 promotion might be a way to attract new customers. We guarantee that we can match the competitor's lowest price. It's impossible for us to match the competitors. Our costs are just too high. Do you think we can match the competitors' quality and still keep our price low? In the market. English Pod is the best podcast in the market. In the market. iPods are the most popular MP3 players in the market. In the market. Our product is the cheapest in the market. Will never fly. This marketing plan will never fly. We just don't have enough money for it. Will never fly. I like that idea, but it'll never fly with management. Will never fly. Brad told me his idea for a film script, but the story will never fly. It's not interesting enough. Be here any minute. Hurry up. The bus will be here any minute. Be here any minute. Nick just called. He said he should be here any minute. Be here any minute. Is everything prepared for the meeting? The CEO will be here any minute. To consider. We're considering a sales promotion. To consider. I think we need to consider a new sales strategy. To consider. Have you considered reducing the price? Brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. Brilliant. This is a brilliant marketing plan. Brilliant. What a brilliant suggestion. Thanks, Roger.